you carry a firearm for personal security, there's every possibility you have to defend yourself in low light conditions. And fighting in low light is not simply I have a firearm and a flashlight and it's dark out. There's many more considerations involved. And in this Art of Defense, we'll show you how you can control and maximize your ability to defend yourself in low light environments.
This is the Art of Defense.
When we discuss low light conditions, what we really have to talk about is the eyes, because that's what's really being affected by the change in light and our ability to defend ourselves. Now, your eyes have a massive wide dynamic light range. It means they can adjust from really bright lights to really low lights. But that adjustment is both physical and chemical, and it takes time. Now, it takes anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes to adjust the eyes initially to low light conditions. While you walk in a dark room and initially you can't see anything. And then after 5 minutes, oh, it's not that dark. But it takes anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes to really develop your full night vision capacity. So this means two things. Number one, when you enter a low light environment, try to give yourself some time to adjust your eyes specifically to the conditions. And then number two, once you're adjusted, you need to protect that night vision, because once you apply light to the adjusted eye for night vision, it'll give up the night vision right away. So guarding our night vision becomes very important. Now let's talk about some tools for being able to defend yourself at low light. With handheld lights, you have to now add in deployment of that light along with your deployment of the firearm. So if you've got that light put in one place, you have to work on both of those tools coming out at the same time, which is more complex. And the other thing is you have to learn how to aim with the offhand light as well. One of the adjustments that we do with flashlights at DMT is we add on this retention ring. The retention ring allows me to be able to cast the flashlight away so I can use the firearm with two hands, or to engage in a reload without having the flashlight being involved and trying to do some weird pinch or drop it, things of that nature. Your other tool option is a weapon-mounted light. With weapon-mounted light, same thing, there are pluses and minuses. Number one, it's always connected to the firearm, so there's no need to aim it. I don't have to learn secondary aiming techniques. Wherever the firearm is pointing, the light's going the exact same way. It also deploys with the firearm, so when the gun comes out, the light comes out with it. I don't have to do two deployments at the exact same time. Now, there are some drawbacks to all this. First is it's only usable in conjunction with the firearm. So I'm not going to use this, for example, to search for the keys in the back of my car, or, hey, where'd the dog go with my wife? Or, yeah, the kids are over there, because it's connected to the firearm itself. It also makes the firearm larger, which sometimes makes it harder to conceal. It often means that have a larger holster that you have to carry it with. That could be more expensive, sometimes more difficult to conceal on the body. And the last one is, it's kind of a problem when we're doing our follow-throughs after we've engaged or the firearm has come out. Follow-through includes what we call a 360-degree check. And we're going to look for more threats, avenues of escape, someone that can help me. Now, if I have an offhand flashlight, I can use that light to look around and I can keep my firearm directed at the threat. However, if this is the only light I have, that firearm now has to sweep all the way around me 360 degrees to anyone and everything that might be around us, so that I can actually get a clear picture as to whether or not there are more threats or what's my best avenue of escape. Now we need to talk about the techniques that go along with our low light skill. Whenever there's light added to the situation, we want it to be as brief as possible. Remember, we're protecting our night vision. We don't care about the bad guys. We're protecting our night vision. So the light comes on for a period of time, the light goes off as quickly as we can get to it, and then we change our physical position. Light on, light off, I need to move. And now when I go through follow-through, I'm gonna do that same approach. Light on to assess, light off, move. Light on, 360 check, light off, move. And so we wanna keep working with this skill set, is that every time I've applied light to the situation, I follow that process of light on, light off, move. There are several techniques to being able to utilize a handheld flashlight in low light. The first technique is something we call index. And the index works simply like this. I'm gonna take a hold of my flashlight with the light towards my pinky side, my thumb at the activation button. And my goal is to be able to take the knuckles of my hand, put it right at my jawline. And now when I activate, wherever it is that my face looks, that light will be in essence, alignment with where I'm looking. So now when the two come out together, they're already automatically in line because my face is looking at the firearm sights anyway. The next one is called the Harry's position, and there's a traditional Harry's and what we call the DMT Harry's. And the traditional Harry's is the firearm goes out like this, and the hand wraps up underneath it around this way. This is your traditional Harry's position. You may as well be saying I am shooting the firearm by itself, because this isn't really doing a whole lot of good in supporting that hand. If you want to help it to support the hand, this is where the DMT modification comes in. So rather than the hand being here, we're going to slide that hand to here, right where the knuckles are actually going into the wrist spot. And now I can line everything up, and I've got good push-pull to be able to engage target with good recoil management. The last position, offhand light, is to do what's called the FBI search. The idea with the FBI search is, well, if I go here and I put the light onto the target, now the target knows where I am and we could be exchanging shots based on the light location. With the FBI search, I can actually move the light way out of the way and be able to light it up, and the light's not directly in line with my body, so if they shoot the light, I'm less likely to get hit. The trouble with this one is you have to really condition that body to line up where your light's gonna be every single time. It just takes more time, and you'll wanna practice that one. Whether you decide to go handheld light or weapon-mounted light, low light technique takes significant instruction, time, and practice, so don't go into this haphazardly. Really take your time, really figure out your equipment and your situation, and get the right gear and training for the job. For Viridian Weapon Tech, I'm Beau Doboszenski. Thanks for watching.
This has been The Art of Defense, brought to you by Viridian Weapon Technologies.